Well, good morning and welcome back to Graybeard Gaming Vintage Poor Boy Survival on Elm Creek. We have quite a bit to do this morning. We got up bright and early at the butt crack of dawn so that we could get started. We are in January, and that means we are going to be selling our wheat and our silage. So, with that in mind, in honor of International Boxing Hall of Famer and legendary in-ring referee for MTV's Celebrity Deathmatch, Mills Lane, rest his soul. Let's get it on! Alright guys, well we are starting quite early. As you can see, money is obviously tight, but we are not going to worry about that right now. We have $38,000. So last episode we left off, we were doing some cultivating and plowing, and well, we decided to end the month and go to sleep. I did want to share that I purchased a new cultivator because while this lovely tractor does not quite have the ability to pull the plow, and the plow does not allow for AI to transport it back and forth, I decided to focus a little bit more on cultivating. So I went and I purchased this Oliver cultivator, which definitely falls within our vintage survival theme, as it was only about $4,500, which I say only, but you know, for what it is, I think it's a great little setup. I think it's 5.2 meters, which for what we're doing, that is quite good. So let's go ahead. We're going to get in the Renault here, and we're going to start it up. And we're going to pull this out, and I'm going to go ahead and unfold it so everybody can get a good idea of just how wide this is. And I believe it's a full 1.2 meters wider than the Ellis-Chalmers cultivator that we have already got. Now, I don't need to use this right now. I'm going to park it here on the side of the garage underneath the basketball hoop, because it's January and we're not playing basketball outside in January. It's just too dang cold. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to unhook that there. And we're going to head over here to our covered grain wagon. And we shall go ahead, hook it up, and let's find out where we're selling our wheat. Now, I don't think I have enough to pay for the train. Actually, I don't, because it's $1,000 and I only have 10,000 liters, and it's less than $100 more per liter, so I won't even gain that $1,000 back. So I think we're just going to head over to the grain mill. We'll go ahead and tag it, and I think it's time we head over to the grain mill. So outside of selling this month, I don't really have a whole lot of plans. I'm not going to cultivate the field that we're going to be planting with potatoes until I believe March or April, and that way we can get a at least a growth of grass, and I believe it's March. So I'm hoping that we're going to get a growth, even the first small amount of growth on the field there. So yeah, we're just going to head up here, and I'm going to make sure to try to abide by some of the road rules. Not all of them. Because, well, farmers got to be efficient. So as long as we're not driving through somebody's crops, I think we'll be okay. Let me see here. I know that there is... I know I'm driving the wrong way on the expressway. But I'm no longer on the expressway. I'm just driving up looking for the opening in this here fence. And if I don't find an opening in the fence, that's okay. There's a road here. And we'll just go ahead and get up on the road. Looks like eventually I'll need to do some repairs on this old tractor. Which, that's all fine. I mean, equipment has to be repaired. That is seemingly the biggest downside to this Renault, is that it does require maintenance quite regularly. I haven't had to do any yet, but I feel like, you know, the 13 hours that we have put on this tractor, we've done quite a bit of work with it, but at the same time we've also done quite a bit of damage to it. And I guess I'm starting to understand why it was $4,500, because you're going to spend a fortune in upkeep on this tractor. Oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to make this hill. It's a steep one. That's why I usually don't start this early in the morning, because I like to be able to see where I'm going. Quite frankly, this doesn't have great lights. I wish it did have better lighting, but again, $4,500. Got to keep reminding myself, we've only got $4,500 wrapped up into this beautiful piece of orange iron. I'm beginning to think my shortcut took longer just because of not being able to climb up that hill. But I made it, and that's what's important. Okay, so I thought I made it. I didn't make jack squat because I'm still driving. Alright. Now we're there. Just coming around the corner here. See what we have. To earn. I think we're going to make about, I don't know, $7,200 on this, which is great for us. I've been thinking, what would I like to upgrade next? And the more I think about it, there are two items I really want to upgrade more than anything. One being our mower. The other one is our seed drill. And I can't do either until I manage to purchase all of the necessary equipment for the potatoes that I'm going to be planting. And also we'll need to purchase our harvester. So those items are going to be first and foremost. And while we're unloading here, let's go ahead and take a look at what all of that will cost us. So we're looking at a harvester of $3,500. And I don't believe that there's anything that can change the price on this. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that changes the price. And yeah, that was nice. We made just over 7,000. So yeah, I don't see anything that's going to change the price for us. At least that I'm worried about. And as far as the header, this one is a little bit faster, but also a little bit smaller. And so I don't know if we're just going to call it 1,500. So we're at 5,000 just for our harvester. Now, we won't need that until I think September or October, so we don't have to worry about that right now. Yes, potato technology is the next thing we're looking at. And we have a couple of things that we can look at as far as what we're looking to buy. And I believe the one that we were going to purchase is not that one. I think this one here. So 1,100. Yeah, I think it's this one. This one actually has a higher capacity for the amount of potatoes that we can put into the hopper in order to our seed potatoes. But yeah, so that's fine, but it goes slower. So I think I'd just rather have the speed and for the same price. So we're looking at 1,100. Now we have two options for the harvester. This is 0.9 meters at 4 miles an hour. Not by no means is that very fast, and that's 1,200. So, but we still need to pick it up. And there's this as an option for 5,600. But if I'm being honest, I feel like this looks a little too modern to pick them up with. But we're going to follow through with it, and for that setup, it is $6,800 just to harvest. The other option that we have is this lizard, which this is a 1 row. So I mean it's this is 0.9 meters at 4 miles an hour, and this one here is about half as wide, same speed, but it's got its own hopper. So do we feel like this is the way to go? I don't know, because it is more expensive. It's $8,500. So, you know, we're talking that's $1,700 more to get this. But it may be one of those things that's worthwhile just because we're going over the field one time. Now, if it has a hitch on it, which it doesn't look like it does, which is fine. It doesn't have a hitch. Oh, I thought that was maybe a hitch, but no, it's just the triangle. So, yeah, unfortunately, this fits the look of our vintage series, and lo and behold, we can fiddle around with the colors at no additional cost. That's kind of cool. So yeah, we have to make that decision and determine $1,700 being worth it, because we already have to spend $6,100. So do we spend $6,800 for the planting, or I'm sorry, the harvesting aspect? Because right now we're sitting at a total of $12,900 to get our harvester, our header, as well as the harvester and pickup device. Oh no, I'm sorry. We're at $1,100 just for the planter, $5,000 for the harvester. So that's our $6,100 that we know we're going to spend. It's just whether or not we want to save $1,700. Fuel consumption, I'm not too concerned because the fields aren't that big. But this piece of equipment might be one of those that's just very time consuming. I do like the idea that this one here is 3-point hookup. So, getting it turned around and aligned for the next row, there's nothing to it. Same with this one here. It's also 3-point hitch. It's a little bit narrower. But it kind of, to me, it's kind of cool because it just kind of shovels them over. And I mean, we could make this really ugly, which is kind of the goal, I think. Yeah, I mean, we could definitely fiddle around with this and make it, yeah, I kind of like that. So I think as far as the harvester, I think I'm going to go with one of these that is $1,200 and go with the other pickup. I think that's in our best interests. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this guy coming back to our farm. So I mean, we got some money. We like money. And let's go ahead and get him back to the farm. It's going to take about 6 trips to get through all the silage. And I'll probably cut it off at 5 just because I don't want to be going back and forth that much. So let's go ahead. We're going to send him back to our farm. Yeah. He can drive back. We're going to get out our Ellis Chalmers and just kind of give you an idea of the lighting. Look how much brighter this one seems to shine. I mean, that, to me, is quite significant. Yeah, so let's go ahead and let's grab this. I do have concerns that I'm going to get stuck with this trying to pick up, but we don't have an auger, which, I mean, we can go back and look at that, but they're not cheap either. I mean, they're not terrible, but they're also not going to be as cheap as we would like. And that's probably because I have never done anything other than the base game at $14,500. It's pretty pricey. If it was under 5, I'd probably just buy that and use that to load up and then pull both our wagons. But yeah, I can open it up on both ends here, and we'll see where that gets us. Looks like I'm going to have to get something to open this up all the way, because we are currently running into an issue of it's only opening up partially, and we're going to need to get the whole thing opened. I'm starting to feel like I put this in a poor spot, which I probably did, but oh well. I didn't want to interfere with I didn't want to interfere with our actual work area that we had for fields. And it looks like I somehow managed to figure out how to get out of that mess. That was a pickle. And it's not going to let me uncover this. Probably going to have to go and purchase a shovel from the shop. Use that to open this clamp up, which, yeah, that's fine. I have considered purchasing a skid steer, which, you know, doesn't solve all of our problems, but it's more of a feasible option. If I'm going to do that, though, I'm going to have to look for mods that are going to be a little older and more realistic for what we're doing. I do, like I said, I want to stay away from Case and New Holland, John Deere, and all those brands. And that's, I mean, I don't know if it's possible entirely, because I just don't know what brands of skid steers there are. So I'm afraid we're going to have to run down, pick up a shovel. Alright. I know what you're thinking. A shovel? That sounds awesome. And you're right. It is awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and see where silage is selling for the most. Oh, looks like the animal dealer it is. Alright, well, let's go ahead and look for skid steers, because I am curious. Let me see. Skid steers. There's Bobcat. There's John Deere. John Deere's actually the most affordable one they have. So yeah, I'm going to have to spend some time looking that up. So yeah, I'm going to have to add that to my list for future skid steer lookup. See if we can't find a better mod. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead. We are gonna buy a little toolbox workshop for our farm. Just so that we are able to manipulate this wagon and customize it the way it is built. And I just didn't want to run back and forth. I can drive down there, customize the trailer. I need to repair the tractor anyhow. So, yeah, I just didn't want to have to be running back and forth constantly to get stuff. So let's go ahead. Let's look for miscellaneous, I think is what it's under. Oh, look at that old chainsaw. I mean, we don't need a chainsaw, but that's pretty. Oh, where is the shovel? All right, now we're cooking with oil. So yeah, I do have to do some repairs to this tractor. That's why I'm bringing it down here anyways. Maybe the shovel is actually in construction and under tools. Or maybe it's not. Well, this episode really hasn't gone the way I was hoping it would. It's taken a little bit too long. I've done a little bit too much talking. But I'm not sure. I mean, maybe it'll be a two-part deal where we get everything sorted. I was not organized as well as I thought I was. But let's go ahead and see if we can't find that silly little shovel. I mean, I would think it'd be under miscellaneous. Maybe I just went too fast. Well, if I am not looking in the right spot, you guys, please please make sure to let me know in the comments, because I am not seeing anywhere where the shovel is located, and I did not think the shovel was very expensive. But yeah, I'm just not seeing it. So maybe, and maybe I don't even have it downloaded. Who knows? I doubt that's the case. I typically speaking, I believe I've had that downloaded and installed. But if I don't, we'll get it figured out, and we'll get it added. But yeah, well, we're here. So the repair cost is only $250, which that's amazing. All right, let's go ahead. We'll jump back in here. We're going to drive this back to the farm. And I suppose we will call it there so that we can come back and do the second half of this with the right equipment and better organization on my part, because this was a whole bunch of poopy, and I'm not overly happy with that. So, all right. While this guy here is heading back to the farm, I just want to tell you guys thank you for watching, tuning in, and please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I would love to hear from all of you, all 6 of you, and hope to see you again very soon, and we will actually get this all done the right way. So with that, you guys have a great day and be safe. See you next time.